This video is to show the Grade Saver on the job in municipal roadwork under freezing conditions, by the way. Look for other videos that demonstrate the Grade Saver being used in agriculture, oil field, landscape, driveway recovery, and gravel reclamation on side roads. The Grade Saver originates in Alberta for the type of work that we do here in Alberta. The job here was to finish the ditch bottom where a track hoe and cuff blade had removed the accumulation of sediment. The surface needed widening, high areas taken down, and low areas filled, in places as much as 10 to 12 inches. Even though the Grade Saver is more of a finishing tool than a bulldozer, it's amazing how much material can be cut and how far it can be moved to fill a low area, especially considering that the ground was setting up with frost. The Grade Saver is designed as a multi-pass tool. It may help to visualize the process as removing layers of an onion. This process allows even an unpracticed operator to achieve good results because they immediately see the effect of any change across the total cutting edge. They see exactly what is changing with each control change without having to depend on cues like engine loading or waiting until the spoil material comes out the end of 8 feet of moldboard. Notice the tracks and machine bouncing along the frozen ground. In this clip, we've already done a very coarse first pass, knocking down the larger frozen lumps. Now the second pass is peeling off and crumbling the next layer. One of the senior truck drivers was impressed enough to take this video and kindly send it to me. This brief clip shows the Grade Saver geometry being changed so it can drop into the narrow ditch bottom and cut the frozen edge back out to the target 8-foot width. Note as well that the cutting edge has been shifted to align with the track on the right-hand side and result in a straighter cut because of minimized side draft on the skid steer itself. This picture shows the third pass on the ditch bottom, and you can see that it's dressing in nicely. The next step is to windrow the slopes into the bottom where they will be crumbled and leave a nice finish. Although the Grade Saver uses a multi-pass process, it is done at relatively high speeds, sometimes even in road transport gear, and so the whole process is much more efficient than one might expect. The MD had already hired a contractor with a skid steer and box blade, and you could see where they had just chattered along and not been at all effective. They had then booked us for 3 days, but we finished in 1. While the Grade Saver can be used for many applications, one of the uses where it shines is to shape base material or correct drainage patterns. It has been well received in oil field and agriculture for these uses. The variable geometry allows it to fit into more places than a fixed width box scraper, and the ability to selectively vary downward pressure side to side across the blade allows for subtle cutting and placing of material, as well as carrying fill material substantial distances. In addition, some distinct advantage of a skid steer mounted attachment are very light footprint of the Grade Saver, whereas a heavy grader may leave as much rut in soft conditions as it removes. Agility and access to tight areas where graders and even some smaller cats cannot fit, and high transport speeds as compared to a cat. And lastly, unparalleled operator visibility compared to heavier equipment. This allows the operator to immediately see the effect of a control change, and this gives the operator a great advantage. So learning to control the cut is easier, and new operators can become productive very quickly. It's also a safety factor. You've got great visibility as to how close you are to sensitive areas. This is one example of the Grade Saver at work in municipal road construction. Feel free to call or text with any questions or comments. I appreciate talking to folks in the industry. Just send us a text at the above phone number to request a current price and inventory sheet. We can text you a photo of it or mail out a hard copy, whatever you like. We do not print prices on the brochures because costs change so often in our current political climate. Thank you again for watching.